Hello, final mission tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Railroad Tycoon 3 with me, BlueAnkylo. It's been a blast, and that last mission, Dutch Atlantis, was quite fun. That was a good break after a puzzle map and a really hard Japan map. Now, the icon kind of looks silver to me, but it says gold, and I know I got a gold there. And I did only get a silver on that, but still, we've had mostly golds all the way through, just a couple slightly lower that I could certainly fix if I redid it. So anyway, let's see what the last mission is, and I'm not even going to try to watch the video this time. Let's just get to it. This is, for those keeping track, this is the same session that I just played the last two missions, so I just want to wrap things up with one more fun mission, and I'll see you guys in there. And we're in game. So we're still in the future, we're way in the future this time, and apparently we've had lots more flooding. First, the good news. The seismic activity has finally died down, and life is getting back to normal in California. The California Collective, it's not even USA. The bad news is that commerce is not what it should be, and there are fears that if some type of transportation system isn't put into place soon, the economy will collapse. You've been hired to install a railway system that will improve and stabilize the region. They've also given you free reign on legitimate profit making. So if you do a good job, you're bound to make big cash. Yeah! Well, we get to play with the stocks, I bet. At least there's a stock market in the future, post-apocalyptic, destroyed West Coast. Alright, bronze. 7 cities sounds really easy. I mean, maybe they'll be hard to connect up, I don't know. But normally that's not a problem. 1 million net worth, usually not a problem. Silver, 12 cities. Gold, 16 cities. In all cases, you've got 2080, so 30 years. You must start on Santa Rosa Island. That sounds slightly harder. And you can only, just typical stuff. Okay, so, this sounds pretty normal with a little side of stock market playing. So, Santa Rosa, we have to start here. I guess that means we're connecting Winifred to Santa Rosa? The danger I see is it's not going to be cheap crossing this water. In fact, there's not a whole lot of options here at all. It's going to be connect those three up. East Tokyo? What? What? Where the heck are we? I thought this was California, not East Tokyo. Santa Rosa, that's part of California, isn't it? So I'm looking north. We definitely had some volcanic activity. Crestview, Little Air, Big Air. Yeah, I kind of remember these mountains. That's like ski resorts and stuff. I don't know where East Tokyo came from. Rodriguez, City of Angels. Ah, Los Angeles. City of Angels. Isn't there one that's like, isn't there the Los Angeles Angels? Isn't that their baseball team or something? Which sort of translates into the Angels, I believe. I think I got that right. So I'm glad they renamed it. Anyway, let's continue on. My point is there's not a whole lot of options on where to start. And 30 years, we just got to be really careful with money because I have a feeling some of these are going to be hard to do. Anyway, we got to start a company, as usual. What's a good name for California post-apocalyptic company? I don't know. World's on fire. Yes, Blueapocalypse now. Blueapocalypse now. Is that how you spell that word that I just made up? Anyway, we start with, looks like 2 million of personal to outside investment. Build the Collective Foundation has decided to champion your cause. Through their efforts, the cost for building bridges will be reduced. That's helpful. A nifty keychain with your likeness and membership in the free Money for Slackers Digest. Woohoo! Good, now that the paperwork is out of the way, you can begin the real work. You don't have access rights, oh, I forgot about that, anywhere but Santa Rosa. And while it's a beautiful spot, it won't be enough to just build here. However, the California Collective has a test for you. It's simple, but it'll prove that you made a commitment to this project. Connect Santa Rosa to Winifred, and they will give you immediate access. Okay, so all I have to do is build like 10 miles of train here. Alright, so first things first, I have no money, right? So I don't want to spend anything right now, just in case I go bankrupt and lose the gold. Double check the mission objectives. Personal net wealth of 20 million. That's a lot, actually. 1 million, very, very easy. 10 million, 20 million, much harder. And 16 cities, I don't think will be too hard. So we got to focus on a little bit of stock buying, and if I'm doing good, I will do the old buyback stock option to transfer company wealth into sort of stock wealth. And we got 30 years. 30 years is pretty good margin. Okay. So I don't know if I should go electric or not. I don't know for sure if there's electric trains. I assume there is. What I should do first, actually, is just build a little bit of normal track. Just like a little bit. So that it can... I place some track. Okay, let's make sure it's going the right direction. Still not really what I wanted. It's just right there. Okay, we're going to be putting a station there anyway. Alright, so we have access to diesel, electric. Yeah, we got both options. I think this guy... No, last mission we had a different train. It was $1 million. This guy's not bad. This guy's a little bit cheaper, but definitely not as fast. Well, I say definitely, but he's actually better on hills and with lots of cars. I might actually go with the Brenner. All things considered, it's more reliable, a little bit slower acceleration, and not quite as nice for passengers, but I think it's going to have a better average speed, and that's with electric. If I went diesel, more power, but it's actually a lot more expensive. Going to almost double the price. Or we could go with an ugly diesel. USA, 103. Red Devil. There's a lot of older, cheaper ones, to be honest. I guess you could... It might not be a bad idea. It depends on how tight money's going to be. To just start with a cheaper one. Steam! Yay! There's still steam engines. But I think I want to go electric. Means I could go with this thing, but it's pretty slow comparatively. I don't know. It might be a mistake on this map to start with expensive trains. I don't know for sure. But I'm going to go electric anyway. Electrify everything, and then just build electric track. Alright, so we're going to try to get through here with as little a hill as possible, just to save on money. And when I say that, I mean it's basically impossible, because we're going straight up a mountain. But that... We're not going straight through. We're going to go at least a little bit around. Yeah, that'll do. And then kind of curve into town here. That's pretty solid. Actually, don't need to go very far into town. Just need far enough to get a large station. We'll be good. Alright. Not... Oh! Come on. Come on, attach for me. That doesn't feel like it's actually attached. We'll go a little bit farther. What? Ah! This game's out to get me, guys. Alright, that will certainly be enough room. There we go. So that connects all of Winifred. And then we'll use another large for Santa Rosa. I've got a fair bit of money at the moment. I am a little bit concerned. Oh, right, so I just got $1 million back. That's why I have as much money as I started with. Okay, so they gave $1 million in grants just for connecting those two. Now, I have no train, obviously, so we have to pay for that. I expect that, just like the last mission, I will be using one train to connect to many cities early on. But we'll start with just a one-to-one. I'll let it carry up to 6, because it's a little bit hilly. I don't want it to slow down too much. Not actually... Yeah, 6 is pretty good. Although, you know, I'll just let it go to 8. If it wants to carry 8, it can carry 8, because it doesn't lose too much overall speed. It's a pretty powerful train. And go. So that was a fair bit of our money, and it looks like it'll make some of it back. Let's let it go for a tick. Oh, and they didn't really give me a message, but I do have rights to build the rest of it. everywhere except Devil's Falls, which I don't think we'd want to build in anyway, personally. So let's just ignore them. So if I want to connect to El Resto, which is obviously the next stop, we're going to probably connect through here. No, through here would be the best if I could make it. Let's see. It might be better to go with a shorter bridge. What are you doing? Why would I build all that extra bridge? I just want the shortest bridge possible, please. Okay, that's more like what sounds. That sounds a little bit better. Man, that's a lot of money, though. Wonder if I could still connect it up that way if I fiddled with the track a little bit here. What if I go around here and then across? It's a little bit fiddly. It's definitely a little bit fiddly, guys. I saw it once. It's these little buildings in the way causing me trouble. Okay, right to here and then across. Oh, $1 million isn't bad. If I could actually guarantee this connects the way I want it. I have a feeling you're supposed to come through this route, honestly. I have a feeling. I don't know why it keeps stretching the bridge out. Like, it should just stop right here. Look, you see how much it costs for every segment of bridge. Like, it's way expensive. Is there any way to not do that, please? No, stop. Just, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna get. I hope I have enough money to get to the city, because that's not quite how I would have wanted to build the bridge built, but I guess that's what we get. We're just gonna take the valley into the next city, and then from here we'll be going that way. So, oh no! No earthquakes. Stonewood. Okay, we're not in Stonewood. Woo! Well, if they just destroyed my bridge there, that would have been game over. Gotta say, that had me a little bit worried. Alright, that is the direction. A large station will connect up everything. Beautiful! Alright, and we're gonna view trains. Oh, I forgot to build it. Maintenance and stuff. I'm not paying very good attention. Okay, Winifred, Santa Rosa, El Resto to Santa Rosa. Good. Alright. Sorry about that train. I really should have been smarter about the building of this kind of stuff. Alright, and that's all my money. So hopefully this starts making a profit. More than 22,000 a pop. I'm really hoping that the Santa Rosa, the first train, pays me back a little bit. Kind of silly. Goes up, and then it just must be to do with the logistics of height and stuff when it's making bridges. It figures it's cheaper, and maybe it is cheaper, because I guess it does go up here a little bit. So if I'd stopped the bridge here, it would have had like a decline, and then I would have had to incline back up, and that would have been dumb, I guess. Alright, first train from Santa Rosa across is going to make me $400,000. And we're giving them some lumber and some rubber. Oh man, seashells. She sells seashells by the seashore, except with lumber and rubber. Rubber baby buggy bumpers, all those, you know, all the great sayings. Alright, so I did get a raise. Oh yeah, I gotta look at these stocks. Hold on. Yeah, we definitely want to buy a little bit. Maybe one, maybe two. Alright, we should be okay. We're expanding. I'm expecting the stocks to go up. We should be okay for a while. I also haven't taken any bonds out. You know, hey, how often does that happen where I start my game and I don't take any bonds? Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, thanks, El Resto, for shipping your waste back at us. Thanks. That's not very nice. Alright, well the next stop is most definitely over and over. Seriously, game, over and over. El Resto. So Winifred is not making me much money. I guess what I'll do is I'll connect up to the next place. I probably won't even need to add a train. I'll just keep this guy doing his stuff. So how much is it going to cost to get to over and over? Over and over. I think I might want a tunnel actually, yeah, just to go through this quicker. So $1 million. $1 million. I have a feeling I'm going to need a loan for that one. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to make enough money without taking a loan, probably. Well, not going to complain. This never happens. I'm actually making good money right at the beginning of a mission. This is amazing. And I didn't really do anything special. I just tried to keep my tracks not too steep, and I bought a good train. Maybe that's it. You just invest in a good train. Could have bought cheaper ones, it's true. Oh no, that's not what I thought that was a new train for a second. Whee! Alright, if I make enough money on the return trip, I will build the tunnel on my own. I need a little bit. It actually makes nothing? So all El Resto will do is ship garbage to Santa Rosa. And Santa Rosa sends good stuff that way instead. That's not fair. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a bond anyway then. Well, 11%. No, it's still not a very good deal for bonds. Is the stock still going up? Yeah, stocks are going up, so the fact that I'm in debt isn't too big of a problem. 65. So maybe one more trip to El Resto, and I'll have enough money to build the tunnel. I mean, I have just enough right now, but I do need to put in, like, a station. No, I'm not going to have quite enough. All right, well, let's just take a bond out then, because I don't want to wait too long to continue expanding. All right, El Resto 2, over and over. I'm not sure where we're going from here yet. Have to look at it a little bit carefully. Probably have to make another bridge after this one. Over and over. Alright, and then what I will do is I'll just keep using the same train for now. So I want you to go to El Resto, and then over and over, and back. That. Alright, let's see if this makes us some more money. Picking up some oil here. Look inside the maintenance tunnel. I've never showed you the inside of these buildings. Seeing as it's going up, I'm going to buy that. Well, we know the stocks are going up. Hopefully I don't go bankrupt. No, no, no. Hey. Train, come back. There we are. Alright, a little bit of money. Hopefully we make a lot on the next journey. Come on, over and over. Big money. Big moolah. Yeah, 400. 400,000. Very good. And we got a nice tunnel, so we should have good speed without having to go over a hill. Yeah, that's fast. That's good. Big money. Good deal, everybody. How much money on the way back? More big money. Come on. Well, 150K. Not too shabby. Let's repay my loan, actually, and buy a little bit more stock. It's going to be a very profitable year, so I have a feeling the shares or the stocks will keep going up. And yeah, so we're getting towards the point of considering a second train, maybe. I mean, all the cities are pretty big, but I mean, this guy is not full by any means, so I do have him on 4 each, right? Yeah. Or, sorry, 8 each, yeah. Because he can pick up 8 at every stop, he's definitely not full at all. Stock split, I'm glad I managed to buy a little bit more before it split. Actually, that's good. Gives me a better percentage. Salary increase will also help us stay in the positive. Yeah, over $1 million profit. That's a pretty solid first couple years, in fact, the way I see it. I gotta be careful with my stock, but I own almost 25%. Better than 10% you start with. Alright, what should I do next? Could potentially take out some loans. Let's see, where's the next? I could make a bridge to Tetil or Tetile or Tittle. I don't know. Or I could try to get to Diamond Beach. It's not a very big city. I'd probably prefer Tettle. Actually, Oxanamo would be the better one. It comes right down to it. I suppose you could probably try to make a bridge across here. Like if you just kept the train going that way, the track, and then jumped over to Oxanamo. Rodriguez is pretty good too. That would probably require an expensive tunnel. It's going to be a while before we can connect up to the mainland, I think, no matter how I do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to aim for Oxanamo and then either skirt around the coast to get to Titile or build a tunnel. Either way, one of those will probably work, but we'll have to get there first. And let's just get an estimate. Lots of money. That's too much. Let's see. If I built up this way, 300,000, I'm not going to keep that. I just want to have an estimate. Yeah, so I'm going to need about 2 million or so to get over. Yeah, like that. Maybe I could get a little bit closer. I don't know. I can get up here fairly easily. And then build across. That's probably about as cheap as you're going to get. I would need a couple bonds. That's probably how I'll do it. Although not just yet. So if I took out maybe a couple loans, and at that point I would have 1, 2, 3 for one train, 1, 2, 3 for another train, and I think that's what I would do. So that's probably my next step. Take some loans, get across the water again, buy another train, and then see if I'm making enough money that I can afford tunnels. Because then these two cities are the next biggest. Like, these guys are just kind of small. I don't know. Well, actually, I could probably get a route along here into Point Salazar fairly easily without too much. Because, I mean, I got all the way up to about here, with all green. So, you know, I could connect these up probably cheaper, maybe. Similarly, if I followed this kind of trees, I could probably do the same thing on the east side. I'm going to take a little break. In fact, I'm going to end the episode a little early now, and I'm going to think about it for a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, I want to get more trains pretty soon, so I'll either... I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm just indecisive, and I need a little break for water and stuff. So I'll see you guys back in a little bit. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.